Hey everybody, it's Roland the Real from Complete Trader Academy with another daily review. US 30 Dow Jones, October 13, 2022. All right, so today was a big day. As we discussed yesterday, I said it was going to come up and get into this imbalance right here, finish it up, which it clearly did. But before it did, liquidity, and the market maker thinks he's slick. So he took the price down, took out the lows here, almost took out the lows here, left it for a later time, and then rallied up hard. We had the news today. Price rallied all the way up, flipped, and took out the imbalance. Came up and took out this high here. This high was the 7th. Took out that high, and now we settled here. So again, our intention was, well, it could have went any other way. When the news came out, generally this thing, the value should have kept sinking, but if you recall, we have a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and it's a good distance from this lower low to make this lower low. So could it have sank a little bit more and then came up? Sure, it could. It didn't. They got it real close, got all the buyers out here. Didn't have to take the low. So sometimes taking price and balancing price, they didn't have to take the low to then rally up and use it for fuel. They can technically just get everybody out of the market who was buying here by getting that low, right? But what it did is it showed you that it was going to remain bullish, because when it came down, so yesterday I also mentioned it wasn't looking good for the bulls at the time, right? If you watched yesterday's video, sure enough, it didn't. It sank. It opened up, came up, sank, and then took these people out. Almost took these people out. So in general, it did get lower. And then it rallied up hard, and it hit this demand block right here. See this wick of this daily candle? On a lower time frame, there's an imbalance there, and there is a demand block in there. I believe on the 30-minute, which let's just hop in right now. And let's take a look at the 30-minute. So here's price action here for today, but if you see here, it didn't take out that major low right here, right? So I'm gonna go all the way back here and show you where it really hit. So it didn't take out this low, which we thought it would do, but it got real close. What it did is it did two things. It got into this area. It actually hit right here. This is exactly where it hit. And it took out, the price came all the way back down and came into here, which is rare, but for indices, but it does happen quite a bit. Came underneath these lows and took them all out for all the people who are buying. All the people I know were buying here, so was I. We all bought right here. And then you have this imbalance from here to here, in between here, and then coupled with this demand block right here. So that's what it did. Price came down, smacked this, and took off. So that explains what it did and how it did it. See that? See that right there? All right, so let's get into a smaller time frame, because it's not going to really show you what's going on here. So I'm actually going to go, I can go to 05 for a moment. Then we'll go to a 1 real quick. So this was the day. News came out here at exactly 8:30 and sank. See that? So how could you have been involved? And it happened so fast that most people didn't get filled in. If you had the pretense of selling, you were already going to get in. If you took this sell limit here, so price came up. This is the 5-minute chart. So this is 8:25 a.m. And then price rallied up, took out this high. I thought it was going to take out this high, and it didn't. Got real close. Can I show you on this 5 minute here? Yeah, so it was the high here. I was expecting to take this high and then rally down, or complete the rest of this imbalance that we discussed, but they were slick. What they did is they dropped the price. They got real close, all right, and it was too clean. So when it started dropping, I knew that they were going to come take out these lows first before they came back up to take out or to fill the rest of this imbalance and higher objectives here. Because when it dropped, it didn't break the lower. I thought it would just keep sinking. The news would just keep going, but you have to follow price action. I don't know what it's going to do. So didn't break that high. And then if you look closely, this is the 5 minute. If you look closely, wicked up. It was a bearish candle, closed as a bearish candle. And then price then sank. So you should have been in as soon as it took that high. And then when it dropped below these, well, I guess you can call this support. When it broke there, you could have jumped in and been a buyer. Oh, sorry, a seller, right? So that would have been pretty much like a sell stop, right? So price dropped down, broke, came back up, and then broke back down in, which now I need to get into a 1 minute so you can see it. Check this out. You got to just follow structure. As traders, we make this harder than it really is. But price came up, came down, came right into this demand block. So we're seeing order flow, bullish. But we don't make a decision yet. Came back up, came back down, right back into the block. So it's like, okay, it's holding, price is holding. Then price broke up here and came back down into this block here. And that's when we knew that it was, well, we were going to stick with the bias of now going bullish because, yes, we have this major imbalance here, inefficiency in price. So we know the price is going to always come back. Not always. You can always leave it for another time, but generally it's going to come back up and close up this imbalance, right, of price. So price broke here, came back up, came back in this demand block, and you were a buyer. And then it happened a couple times here, broke up, came down, broke up, came down here, right into this block, you were a buyer again. And it took off. And it didn't stop pretty much all day. The value, I mean, as far as points goes, we're talking at least 2,000 points. Almost. Is it? Let me see. It was 28,700. Yeah. So 29,700 would be 1,000. And then another 400 points. Yeah, 1,400 points that way. And then this thing dropped here for at least 1,000. So big day. And then if I'm going to go back out, it's going to show you pretty much for now. Can we say that we're bullish? Well, sort of. But it did not break this high yet. So until we see this broke, I mean, I can't consider anything bullish. It would be a counter trend. We're still bearish, higher time frame, but as far as the counter trend, are we bullish yet? Not even. So price came in, and it still has room to go. Again, we were looking to break this high, to break into this imbalance and balance it, get into a good fib level, make the lower high somewhere in this vicinity, right? So lower high, lower low, lower high, could be even stretched out, could be over here, I don't know, and then lower low, because I know we're coming down here. Now look what it left. The price left too clean of lows. You got buyers here, you got buyers here, and they're not taken out. They're not taken out yet. So you know that price is too clean. That's why the price is going to come up and take that. So, all right. So I hope this helps. Take care. God bless.